Hello everyone, this is Richard Gerhardt. Welcome to Body of Energy. Today I am doing a session, and it's session number 25. I sent a message to this person so they know that this session is about them. And so once again, the beauty of this is that they're the only ones that know that this session is about them. And at the same time, other people can watch and see how these energy tools are used. So, just as a refresher, I have a couple of energy tools, 3 to be exact, that I use. And so, I use this energy tool, right here, these toothpicks, and they're color-coded, and each color represents one of these tools. And so, this is how I decide which tool is used for which person. So I draw out the color and it matches for the person and for the tool. And so that's how I do that. And so it's a great way of disconnecting myself again from the equation, or removing my own prejudices or preconceived ideas about what the person needs from the equation. So I direct the tool. I decide which color belongs to which energy tool, but the answer I don't mess with. I pick a stick, and that's how it works. And that's the same with all these energy tools. So this is session number 5. Like I said, I sent the message to this person. So again, now this is the balanced equation tool. Okay, it's about balance. It's about the number line between -9 through 0 to +9, okay? And it's about balance. The image itself brings in balance. Even these 6 colors in the middle are balanced to each other, okay? And from point to point, they create a balance, okay? If you follow this around, and if this was the first point, let's say, or we can go with this number, the first point, the 10th point is right here if you follow these straight lines from point to point, okay? And the 10th point would be there, so they're both 1s. This is the second point, so that's the 11th point, and so on and so forth. So this entire tool is about balance. And so the way these tools are designed is that this formulates the question. So when you're working with energy tools, there's 3 parts. There's the direction of the tool that comes from the knowledge of the person that's using it, the question, the direction. The second part of the tool is what gives the answer, and in this case, it's these tiles. Each one of these tiles has an element on them, and so these tiles are what gives the answer, okay? And the third part is understanding that the answer comes from the source of truth, okay? So I'm going to take these tiles and I'm going to shuffle them up for this person and lay them out. So the nice thing about tiles is that they're easy to shuffle. Okay, but I also have a card deck that I use with this tool. It works just as well. So has the same energy, gives the same answers, and so that's how it works. So on this tool, it's about 19 points, the 19 points that represent the number line. Okay, and it doesn't really matter which order these tiles are put down, okay? It never really does. It's just however they go down. So there's these 18 points on the outside edge and the one in the middle. Okay? So this is how this tool is used. It's about the numbers and their meaning, okay? So the number 1 is about being aligned with the right pathway. Okay? So if you look at these 2 parallel lines, if this is what's right, if this is what's correct or true, this is the person lining themselves up with it. So that's an illustration of the number 1. Okay? And for this person, the 2 elements that they need to be aligned with the right pathway is the element of being centered and the element of orange. So being centered is about being connected to the voice of truth. So if a person is leaning to their own understanding of something, or leaning to the understanding of the world or somebody else, they're not centered. Being centered is about being connected to the voice of truth, hearing it and following it. Okay? And so that's the element that they need to be aligned with the right pathway, and this other element, the element of orange. Okay? So orange is a color. Color is about seeing and discerning things. And the color orange is connected to the element of life. It's connected to the soul. So this is about seeing or discerning what's going on in their life or in their soul. So what this person needs to be aligned with the right pathway is to be centered in the color orange. Okay? To be able to see their life and their soul the way it really is, and to be centered. Okay? So the number 2 is about being whole. It's about being joined to that element that makes the person whole. Okay? So again, if you look at these 2 parallel lines, if this is what they need to make them whole, this is them joining themselves to it. It's still 2 separate things. Okay? But wherever it is, they are also. Okay? And that's one of the illustrations to describe the number 2. It's about being whole. It's about having what we need in our lives to be whole. And for this person, it's about these 2 elements. It's about the element of understood. Okay? This element is connected to the element of light. It's connected to the heart. It's about things that are understood in the heart. So the focus is about understood and the element of emotions. Okay? So what this person needs to be whole at this time is the element of emotions and the element of understood. So understanding in the heart is what allows the emotions to respond correctly. Okay? When the emotions are responding correctly, they don't block the understanding to the heart. That's another way of looking at it. So this is what this person needs to be whole at this time. So the number 3 is about what makes a person sure. Okay? What this person needs to be sure in their life. Okay? So numbers are a language. If a person's aligned with the right pathway, it makes them whole. And if they're aligned with the right pathway and they're whole, it makes them sure in their life. And so on and so forth. It sets them on a solid foundation. Allows them to be centered. This is how numbers are read. If you go in reverse, if the person is centered in their life, connected to the voice of truth, it sets them on a solid foundation and allows them to be sure. Both ways is how a person becomes sure in their life. So it's about confidence. It's about being steadfast and immovable. So this person needs the element of understand and the element of virtuous. Okay? So this is connected to the element of life, to the soul. It's about understanding in life, understanding in the soul. And virtuous is connected to a pure heart. Okay? So what this person needs to be sure is about the element of virtuous. It's a characteristic. And understand, connected to their life, to their soul. So the number 4 is about what they need to have a solid foundation, to have a foundation. Okay? So this is about, I think I'll just turn them in. Oh, there you go. We'll go like this. Why not? So you can read them. It's about, this is an attribute. This is a element. It's the element of the knowledge of the future. Okay? To be able to see things the way they really will be. Okay? This is an attribute that comes out of right character. Okay? Attributes are the the outcome of character. Okay? And character produces attributes. Alright? And wisdom is connected to the mind, connected to the element of fire. So what this person needs for a foundation is wisdom and knowledge of the future. So the number 5 is about being centered. It's about being connected to the voice of truth. It's the center number between the number 1 and the number 9. It's about being centered. And what this person needs to be centered is the element of truth, connected to the spirit, connected to the element of air, and upright. This principle is connected to honest and upright. These are the two connected words. So this person needs truth and to be upright in order for them to be centered. Okay? So the number 6 is about things that are correct and complete. Having all the pieces in all the right places. Okay? So that you can see the whole picture. So this person needs the element of create. It's a characteristic. It's connected to the word and the element organize. To organize or to create. And the element of body. This is connected to the earth. Okay? So they need the element of the body and the ability to create. This is what allows them to be correct and complete, or to create with the body. Okay? Or for the body to create. These are all connected ideas. So the number 7 is about triumph. And at the moment of triumph comes peace. It's about accomplishment. At the moment of accomplishment comes rest. Okay? If a person has perfect peace in their life, it's probably because they're triumphant. And that's a way to understand the number 7. And so the two elements this person needs to triumph in their life is the element of sacrifice. This is a characteristic that's connected to obedience. Obedience and sacrifice. Okay? And conscience. This is connected to contrite spirit. To have a conscience. To have contrite spirit. This is about the sensitivity to light and darkness. Okay? The ability to discern between right and wrong, between light and dark. Okay? And so these are the two things this person needs at this time to triumph in their life. The number 8 is about attaining what's right. Okay? So this is about triumph. Okay? It's connected to the element of water. Because when the emotions are at peace, they allow the person to triumph. So this is the element of triumph and the element of long-suffering, which is connected to the principle of patience. Patience and long-suffering are connected. So long-suffering and the ability to triumph is what this person needs so they can attain what's right in their life. The number 9 is about fulfillment and contentment. Okay? So what this person needs to have fulfillment and contentment in their life is the element of life. Okay? So the element of life is exchanged and given and received by right interaction with the living. Okay? Because the opposite of the element of life is solitary confinement. It's a form of torture. Okay? It drives a person crazy. So in order for a person to give and receive the element of life, it's about right interaction with the living. And the other thing they need for fulfillment and contentment is a knowledge of the past, to see things the way that they really were. Okay? So the 0 is about enjoyment and satisfaction. So this is what this person needs to have enjoyment and satisfaction in their life. It's the heart of the matter. Okay? It's the central focus of everything that's going on with them right now. and it's about the element of life. Again, about the right interaction with the living. This is how a person receives that element. I mean, think about it in the opposite way. That a person can be in a crowd and still be alone. Still be starved of the element of life. Okay? That's another way of looking at that. So that's the first way of looking at all of this. Okay? And so now I'm going to then take all of these elements and line them up the way that they go. Because then it paints a different kind of a picture. And it helps see things on a different level. Okay? So I'm going to line up all of these elements up here, all these characteristics and attributes down here. All right. All right, here we go. So, elementally speaking, the most important element for this person is the element of life. Okay? This is the element that they need. Okay? So, think about it in terms of if you were starving to death, you would need the element of earth. You would need food. If you were dying of thirst, if you needed water, that's the element you need to make you whole. Okay? The element that this person needs is the element of life. And very specifically, the ability to see and to discern what's going on in their life, in their soul. The right interaction with the living on 2 points. And understanding in their soul, in their life. That's the pieces that they need that are connected to the element of life that they need at this time. That's the most important element. Okay? So then if I look at things in terms of numbers, these right here are the 2 words that relate to numbers, okay? The triumph is about the number 7, and centered is about the number 5. Okay? So numerically speaking, all of this is about being centered so that they can triumph. Okay? That's how you would look at this if you just looked at the numbers. Okay, so the sum total of these numbers, a 5 and a 7 is a 12. That's a 3. Okay, so the energy of this person is in the future. Between past, present, and future, their energy is in the future. Okay? So that's all of that up there with what's going on elementally. And now, concerning characteristics, these are the most important characteristics. Now, these are like stair steps. Okay? These characteristics equal these attributes. These attributes are the outcome of these characteristics for this person at this time. It's about sacrifice. Sacrifice is connected to obedience. It's impossible to be obedient to something higher, okay? Obedient to eternal law without sacrificing something of themselves, sacrificing their own will for greater will. So it's about sacrifice. It's about upright, which is connected to being honest. It's about conscience, which is connected to a contrite spirit. This is about sensitivity to right and wrong, to light and darkness. It's about virtuous, which is connected to a pure heart. It's about long-suffering, which is connected to patience. It's about the ability to create. Okay, this is a characteristic of a person. Connected to organize. And these are the attributes of the person at this time. These are the most important attributes. The knowledge of past and knowledge of future. To be able to see things the way that they really were. And then to be able to see things the way that they really will be. Okay? So, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. This is, like I said, the balanced equation tool. So if you're interested in having a demonstration for yourself, please contact me by message. I'm not able to see the messages on the screen because my device is above my head, so you can actually see what I'm doing. So in order for me to see the messages you gave me, I'd have to re-watch the entire session myself. So if you want to send me a message, send it to me in my messages, and I will get it, I will respond, and look forward to hearing from you. So thank you very much. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you learned something. Thank you. Bye.